So the Lord has been teaching me about grace, about His grace. And I'm just going to make this really short. Basically, there's absolutely nothing we can do to earn it, nothing we can do we don't deserve it, and we can't lose it because it's like it doesn't belong to us anyway. It's a gift from God, and there's no amount of working we can do to like get to heaven. Like, we can't save ourselves. And it's like, once you understand this, like He's been teaching me, you're gonna be like so relieved. Because like, I was a wreck for years, thinking, okay, because like faith without works is dead. Okay, that's true. Like, you got to have some action going on, right? You got to do things. You got to put your faith to work, and in order, to like produce good fruits and such, good behavior and all. I mean, because we want to become more like Christ. That's like the goal, but it's His grace. It's just like, that's it. We could never become just like Christ. Nobody can. Because nobody is perfect, and nobody could possibly be perfect. I know I've got some ways that I really don't like some of my ways. And it's by His grace that I'm not, in His mercy, that I'm not already done tossed off into hell, and He's just done with me. It's His grace. And it's with so many people. It's the same thing. Like, anyway, I just want to make that point clear. It's like, I had this all night thing where it was like I was having a dream, but it was not even about the dream. It was like He was speaking to me all night long about, about grace. Like, you don't deserve it. It's just freely given to you. And it was just like He was just speaking this over and over all night long. And it had nothing to do with like the dream where I was like standing outside a store or something. It was like nothing. But it was like I woke up thinking, okay, and I was just kind of laughing, thinking, okay, I got a lesson in grace. Well, then the other night, literally, like, somebody messaged me on Facebook and said, I got a word for you from the Lord. And He said to tell you that it's all about His grace. I was like, okay, Lord, thank you. It's like a reminder. So, anyway, literally, His grace, His mercy, nothing else. We're saved by His grace, His mercy, our faith in Him. We just had to believe. And, of course, we don't do crazy stuff. We do turn away from, like, the sins of the flesh, because we crucify our flesh. We want to become more like Christ. And Christ was not sexually immoral, and He didn't cuss, and He didn't go around, cussing people out and insulting people and stuff, and getting mad at people and going off on them. I mean, like a lot of humans do. Okay? So, I mean, we try to avoid all those things. And once you turn away from that stuff, you realize, oh yeah, I don't want to do that stuff anymore. I mean, once you get to the place where you don't do those things anymore, like I used to smoke cigarettes, I used to smoke pot, I used to get drunk, I used to cuss all the time, I used to have sex. I don't want to do any of that stuff anymore since I quit doing it. I just want to please God, because I strive to become as righteous as I can be. Because at the same time, our righteousness has to exceed that of the Pharisees, who were like hypocrites. So, I mean, we do have to put our faith to work. Like, we do have work to do, but at the same time, it's all about the grace. It's all about His grace. Otherwise, we are doomed. But like I had been teaching before, that not many people go to heaven. And I think I've changed my views about that. Because I think that, like, how, like, love covers a multitude of sins. Well, I think also, like, our suffering as well covers a multitude of sins. So, like, like that one person that Apostle Paul talked about, he said, hand that one person, that one man over for sexual immorality or whatever, hand him over to the devil to destroy his flesh, so his soul will be saved on the day of resurrection or whatever. I can't remember the exact words, but it's like our suffering in the flesh is like a way for us to cover our sins too, and that's also in like 1 Peter 4, the to suffer in the body is to be done with sin. I don't know the exact words of that verse, but anyway, so that I'm pretty sure that is another thing. It's like, it's not God's will for any man to perish, but that all would come to salvation through Jesus Christ. And of course, like I'm saying, like he makes a way for us, to be saved and to not end up in hell. It's like he gives us chances after chances, and just keeps working with us. And like he prunes us, like it talks about in John, in the book of John, somewhere like 14, maybe. I may be wrong, I'm sorry. But it's like, like he prunes, like he's the vine and we're the branches, and like the Lord like prunes the branches that off that aren't productive. So, okay, so it's like he works with us to get us, to be more like him, and that's the goal, is to become more like Christ. But it's by his grace and our faith, because without faith, it's impossible to please God. And we have to be believers. And of course, without faith, you're an unbeliever too. So there you go. His grace, his mercy, and our faith. That is what we're saved by. That is how we're saved. We are saved by grace and justified by grace. That's just like, okay, like another verse that comes to mind is Luke 21:36. Pray to be counted worthy of escaping the things to come only by grace. I truly believe that it's only by grace. And grace has to do with like favor, God's favor over us. So, anyway, and it being like a gift. So, I just wanted to make this little short video for you, just to kind of explain that, because a lot of us have struggled to comprehend it all. And don't do that no more. Just put your faith in the Lord and let him lead you with his convictions, because it's the convictions, obeying the convictions is how he prunes those branches off, because when you're turning away from sins is what that's about. Pruning those branches off is turning away from certain things and becoming more like Christ, because that's the goal. That is the goal. And you can do it. Trust me, I know, because I used to just be straight up a devil. I mean, literally, I was living in willful sin for several years. And I just, I really decided I wanted to change my life. And anybody can do it. Literally, anybody can do it. You just have to set your mind to it. So, and the Lord literally will work with you on anything. You just have to seek him, and trust me, he will show up so big like he did for me. He may very well do the same for you. You may see him face to face in person, because anything's possible with him. But anyway, I just wanted to share that little message for you. It's all about the grace, literally. His mercy, grace, and our faith. God bless you.